I do have a gentleman that I'll talk to you about during the interview or after it that I can give your number to. He's got a PhD in psychiatry, and he does the hypnosis, and I can give him your name and number.
I would appreciate that, sir, because I need a little bit of what's called resolution or something about this, man. Because it's been messing with me kind of for 40-some years, man.
Well, tell me what happened.
Excuse me. My grandmother's house was about 50 feet beside my mom's house. Okay, now back in the day, it used to be a dirt road, and then they paved it. Okay, and I was at my grandma's house, and I think it was like on, can't remember if it was a week or, I believe it was a weekend, because they was in there playing cards. And my cousin, Deanna, she was with me. She was younger than me. Okay, we got run out of the house, you know. But anyhow, what I'm saying, dude, back when it was a dirt road and stuff, man, we had panthers and everything. You know, it wasn't nothing unusual to walk out in the yard in that big poplar tree and them panthers be sitting up in it, you know. But we just maintained our cool. Alright, now this one night, like I say, we got run out of the house. They was in there playing cards, so me and my cousin went on the porch. Alright, I think I was 12, 13, something, and she's a little younger than me. But we both seen the same thing, man. This sucker, he come around the curve. Hey, I can take you to the place that's short to you, man. He come around the curve, walked up the hill, and there's a street light shining down. And this thing had to be at least 10, 12 foot tall, man. To me, it looked like. And brown. It wasn't black. It was brown. It was brown. I don't think it was reddish. It might have been reddish, but it was brown. Okay, it had its arms out. And it looked to me like a woman laying across its arms in a white dress. I swear, sir. I swear to gosh, man. And it was carrying it, just like you would, you know, carrying somebody, man. And my cousin, she was standing right there beside of me, man. And we looked at it and said, "What is that?" And I was afraid for her, you know. And I seen it come up the road, and it walked several feet. It walked at least 50 feet, man. And I said, "Whoa, time to go back inside." And my cousin, we don't talk about it much, but when we do, she say, "I don't know what was seen that night." Yes, sir, brother. But I'll have to call her. She won't answer the phone for many people.
Okay.
But she'll tell you the same story, brother.
I definitely want to interview her as well. When you went back in the house, did you tell your parents?
No, there's playing cards and, you know, shuffling and jiving. I've kept my mouth shut for many years, brother. I mean, you know, like I say, we was used to being around cats and, you know, wildcats, panthers and stuff. This wasn't no cat, dude. This sucker was on 2 legs, and it wasn't no bear. The bear don't walk upright and carry something draped across its arms, man.
How do you know it was a lady that was carrying?
I mean, what else would it have been? Looked like a white dress.
And you could see the head and arms and long hair of a
Yes,
woman?
yes. Long blonde hair and a white dress. Yes, sir.
Did you think maybe that you should tell somebody that, there's a woman out there, maybe she's dead, that she might need
I thought
help?
about that. I thought about that too, man. I thought about that too. See, it's crazy around that part of the woods over there where I was at, man.
So,
I don't mean crazy. Crazy. But, there's a bridge right below that. There's a bridge right below that where this woman had a premature baby, a preemie. And the story of my grandmother, she's part Cherokee. And my grandpa, he was a Cherokee and Blackfoot. And anyhow, this kid was born preemie, and they put it in a matchbox, supposedly, and buried it at the bridge. Okay. A small bridge, about 20, 30 feet long. Sometimes you can go across that bridge and you hear a kid crying. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I know what I've seen that night. Okay, now, like I say, my grandmother she made baskets for a living. That's how she raised us, grandkids and her kids and stuff, man. She was, right above us, maybe a mile up the road. My grandmother told me about a witch's grave. She went to the funeral where they supposedly buried that witch, and she said a ball of fire come rolling down the mountain and went into the grave. And my grandma cut out. She took off running. Now, I used to hunt a lot. I tracked, like I say, man, after I seen Bigfoot, it intrigued me. And I've tracked them panthers and everything. Okay. Down there next to that witch's grave, it was kind of open. It's an open field. And the trees, you can see through them. You can see through them, man. I mean, not see through them, but, you can see around them. I was down there next to that grave hunting. I heard something snorting and kind of growling, man. And I looked. I had my gun with me. I was hunting. Had my gun. I could not see nothing.
you think it was paranormal then, like the witch or ghost or something grunting at you?
Yeah. It might have been that witch, brother. But see, the Bigfoot, whatever I seen, was on next to where the kid was buried at the bridge, and then above it, up there, is at the witch's grave. Man, I swear, I was right there. I looked at that grave. It looked to me like an indentation in the ground, and that's when my grandmother told me where that grave was, and I said, "Hey, I'm right here at it, man." And and then that snorting and stuff growling, and like I say, you could see around the trees and stuff. It was kind of open field. I didn't see nothing.
Yeah, that could have been paranormal.
But then, years later, recently I found out, they saying maybe Bigfoot can go from one portal to another. Don't know, man.
Some people believe that. Let's go back to the Bigfoot sighting. Let me ask you some questions about the sighting.
Yeah, brother.
All right. So,
yeah, man.
First of all, how far away was the Bigfoot from you?
Okay, from my porch, 200 feet, brother.
You mentioned there was a light, like a street light or something out there, a security light that it walked under?
Yes. Well, on the hill where that road was, where I seen him at. Okay, they had built two houses. Well, there's already two houses, but they finally put up a light at the top of the hill. So the top of the hill, that light was shining down. You could see the road very clear, brother. The light's still there, man.
Yeah.
The houses is still there.
When the Bigfoot was walking down the road, could you tell, was it walking towards you?
It was coming towards us, up the road, very slow. Well, kind of slow, man. He wasn't in no hurry. He just walking, man.
And it was covered in brown hair.
Brownish red, yeah, but it wasn't black, sir.
The lady that was holding had both arms out, and the lady was laying in its arms.
In its arms, just like he was carrying a woman out of safety or something, you know.
Did the woman move at all, or did she look?
No, she looked dead to me, brother.
Did you ever tell your parents later there might have been a dead woman?
No, sir.
No.
I never told nobody. I never talked about that for years, brother.
Why do you think you didn't?
Well, they would have put me in a straitjacket. They say, well, we got cats around here. You know, you was young. You didn't know what the hell you're talking about. Yeah, man. But I know what I've seen. And you can ask my cousin. She's seen the same damn thing, brother.
Yeah.
And it ain't mass hallucination. It ain't mass hallucination. I'll give you her number.
Yeah, before we hang up, I want to get her number. Any other details or the way it walked? Anything else that when you think about this in your head? Anything else you can add?
It walked slow. I mean, I was raised with guns and stuff. I know how to look down the sights and everything, and the first thing I check is a head. And it was from even that distance, it had hair from my head down. It looked just like a Bigfoot, man. I couldn't make out the details of its face. They had big arms, big legs. It was big, dude. This sucker was big. If you go up there and compare it to the bank that it was walking beside of, which I did, I had the sense about me, even at that age, to consider its height with the height of the bank. And that sucker was at least about 10 foot tall.
How long did you watch it for?
About 2 minutes, long enough for me to comprehend. Hey, I blinked my eyes a few times. I said, man, am I seeing what I'm seeing? Yeah. And then I started getting scared, and I had her with me, my cousin, and I've always looked after her like a little sister. I said, time to go inside. Because I was wanting her to go in. I done seen that thing with something, it carrying something, and I didn't want us to be the next ones.
What did she say when she saw it?
She said, what is that? I said, I don't know, but it's time to go.
It's a pretty amazing story. Did any person come up missing?
Nope. I thought about that too, sir. Nobody come around about missing. That's what makes me think. You know, later on, here recently and stuff, I found out about the portals and stuff. That's how he gets gone. I mean, why do you think he ain't found nothing? They bury their own. They cover up their own scat. Yeah, man. They have, man, I figured they have adapted. Like I say, man, I used to hunt. Okay, They are older than, well, about the age of the Indians and stuff, or before the Indians. Okay? They have learned to adapt to the woods, and like if you clean your gun, they can smell that gun oil. They can smell you before you, yeah. If you don't cover yourself up with their scent, you ain't gonna blend in. You ain't gonna find them, man.
You were talking about the physical description of the creature. You're saying almost 10 feet tall, brown, covered in hair. What did the
long hair.
Long hair.
Long hair.
What did the shape of the head look like?
It was cone shaped, sir. It was. Like I told you a minute ago, I used to hunt and everything, even as a kid. Hell, before I was 10, I knew how to look at stuff. And you started to head. I mean, I just looked basically from my head to the outline of its body to see what it was. Now, the face, I can't give you a good description of it, but if I had a gun, yeah. I would have put one between its eyes, man.
And it was walking down this road in front of your house, sort of coming towards you, but then I guess the road goes on past your house, correct?
Yes. And after we went inside, didn't hear nothing. I didn't say nothing. Everybody in there having a good time, you know. I mean, they was just sitting there chilling, playing cards. I didn't say shit. Me and my cousin went in, didn't say nothing to nobody, I don't think so. Because I think me and her had made them mad playing is why they run us outside. We interrupted their card game.
Let me ask you about the woman again. Had a white dress on. Did she have bare feet or shoes?
Looked to me like bare feet, sir.
What color hair did the woman have?
Blonde. Hanging down. Like if you was carrying your wife out. Her hair would probably be draped down. That's the way this one was.
Where were her arms?
Her right one, I guess, was up against its body, but the left one was hanging down, I believe, sir.
And a Bigfoot walked slowly down the road, coming towards you. Typical Bigfoot, the silhouette, the shape of it looked like a Bigfoot, covered in brown hair, carrying this woman, blonde dress. She was not moving, and you watched it for almost 2 minutes. So you got a good look, pretty good look at it from 200 feet. And there was a light in the road, and then you both ran in the house.
Yes, sir.
Did you eventually tell your family?
No, sir. I've never talked about it because very few people I've told about this, sir.
Why do you want to talk about it now?
Well, I'm 59, and I'm kind of not in good shape, sir. I just want to know what the hell I seen that night, man. I'm sure maybe my little cousin might. I don't know if she do or not. But every time I see her, ever since then, every time we get together, I said, "You remember what we see that night?" And she said, "Yeah." She said, "I don't know what it was." But she does remember it, so it's burned into her memory just like it is mine.
I like to call her too, or you can give her my number, and then I like to talk to her. And then, like I mentioned, I have a friend. He's got a PhD in psychiatry, I believe it is, and he might be able to talk to you. I don't know, but I'll give him your name and number.
I appreciate it.
I thank you for sharing the story. And when I hang up, if you could text me your cousin's phone number, or call her first or text her first, let her know that I want to interview her as well. And
Okay.
then send me her name and number, and I'll try to contact her.
I will.
Thank you so
I'll
much.
text it.
I'll give your name and number to my friend as well.
Man, I appreciate that. Because, man, I ain't getting no younger, and I would like to know what in the hell I seen that night.
Okay. Well, we'll try to get you some help.
Well, I thank you, brother. Hey, I appreciate y'all for looking into all this, man. I mean, not only for me, but for everybody else out there that's like me that ain't never come out.
Well, you're welcome, and I'll be in touch.